Welcome to solverfy.
Okay, for this problem, we have two vectors. The first vector has a magnitude of 6 newtons at a direction of 30 degrees above the positive x-axis. The second vector is pointed in the same direction as the positive y-axis and has a magnitude of 5 newtons. And the question is asking us to find graphically the magnitude and direction of the resultant force when we add those two vectors together. And all we have to do, if we've drawn them like this, is to draw a resultant vector starting from the tail of the first to the tip of the last vector. And that is, in fact, the answer to the question. That's graphically the result of adding those two vectors together. If you wanted to find the numerical answer, though, it's going to take a little bit of math. So what we're going to do first is we're going to break this first vector into x and y components, and then we'll break the second vector into x and y components in first. So for x, we're looking at 6 cosine of 30 degrees, since we're down here looking for the adjacent side. And when we do that math, we get a value of 5.19 newtons for that component in the x direction. In the y direction, it's very similar. It is 6 times the sine of 30 degrees. Hopefully we can remember that the sine of 30 degrees is 1/2, and so we can do this without a calculator if we wanted, but we get an answer of 3 newtons. It's okay to use a calculator. 3 newtons right there. 3 newtons and 5.19 newtons. For the second vector, it's even easier. Because it's pointing entirely in the y direction, the x component is 0 and the y component is 5 newtons. And when we add these together, we get a total x value of 5.19 newtons and a total y value of 8 newtons. And what I like to do now is just to redraw that triangle with just these new pieces. We've got 5.19 to the right. We've got 8 up. And again, we're looking for the resultant. That's d, and we're looking for that angle there. And so that distance, that magnitude, is just going to be found by the Pythagoras value. It's going to be 5.19 squared plus 8 squared, and that equals d squared, so we take the square root of it. And so our total d value is going to be 9.54. And then for the angle, we know that the tangent of that angle has to equal 8 over 5.19. And so theta is going to be equal to the inverse tangent of 8 over 5.19. And so that's going to be an angle of 57.0 degrees. And so when we write down our final answer, it's going to be 9.54 at 57.0 degrees. And that's how you do the two pieces of that. The graphic piece, which is just drawing the line, and then the numeric piece. Thank you.